Imagine a massive army marching through the desert, thousands of soldiers, war flags flying in the wind, and at the front of the army, something the people of Arabia had almost never seen before: war elephants. The army was heading toward one city, Mecca. Their mission was simple: destroy the sacred sanctuary known as the Kaaba. The army was led by a powerful ruler named Abraha. He controlled Yemen at the time. Abraha had built a huge cathedral in the city of Sana'a, and he wanted pilgrims to visit his cathedral instead of the Kaaba in Mecca. So he marched an army toward the city. But when the army reached the outskirts of Mecca, something strange happened. The elephants refused to move forward. No matter how much the soldiers pushed them, the animals simply would not step toward the city. According to Islamic tradition, flocks of birds suddenly appeared in the sky. The birds dropped small stones onto the army below, and the invading force was destroyed. It happened in the same year that the Prophet Muhammad was born. But this dramatic story raises an important question. What was Arabia actually like before Islam? Many people imagine Arabia before Islam as an empty desert with scattered tribes. But the reality was far more complex. To understand this world, we need to go back more than 1,400 years. The Arabian Peninsula was one of the harshest environments on Earth. Most of the region was covered in vast deserts. There were almost no major rivers. Rainfall was extremely rare. So how did people survive in such a difficult place? The answer was adaptation. Many Arabs lived as nomads. They moved across the desert with their animals, always searching for water and grazing land. But Arabia was not as isolated as many people think. In fact, it sat in a very strategic location, right between Africa, Asia, and the Mediterranean world. Because of this location, Arabia became an important crossroads for trade. For centuries, caravans traveled across the peninsula carrying valuable goods. One of the most famous exports from southern Arabia was incense. It's traveled thousands of kilometers, from India to the Roman world. Because of these trade routes, the city of Mecca became an important commercial center. Merchants, travelers, and pilgrims from many regions passed through the city. But Arabian society was not organized around large kingdoms. Instead, life revolved around tribes. Your tribe determined your identity, your protection, and your place in society. Traveling across the desert was dangerous. Survival often depended on the generosity of others. Conflicts between tribes could last for many years. If someone harmed a member of your tribe, revenge was often expected. Another important part of Arabian culture was poetry. In ancient Arabia, poetry was one of the most powerful ways to communicate. Poets were highly respected members of society. They praised their tribes, they mocked their enemies, and they preserved important events through spoken verse. Some poems became legendary. They were remembered for centuries. Among the most famous were the Mu'allaqat. These were long poems celebrating desert life. Religion in Arabia was also very diverse. Before Islam appeared, many tribes practiced polytheism, meaning they worshipped multiple gods. The Kaaba in Mecca was already an important religious sanctuary long before Islam. Inside the structure were hundreds of idols, representing different tribal gods. People from across Arabia traveled there every year, for pilgrimage, for trade, and for large cultural gatherings. But polytheism was not the only belief system in Arabia. Jewish communities lived in cities like Yathrib. Christian communities existed in southern Arabia, and in Arab kingdoms connected to the Byzantine Empire. Although Arabia may seem isolated today, it was connected to major civilizations. Trade routes linked the peninsula to India, East Africa, and the Mediterranean world. So the world of Arabia before Islam was far more complex than many people imagine. It was a world shaped by harsh deserts, powerful tribes, long-distance trade networks, rich poetry, and many different religions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more History Explained. And tell me in the comments, what surprised you the most about Arabia before Islam? Thanks for watching.